At this time, the microphones are open for the public comment to those who have signed in prior to this session. I shall call individuals to the microphone based on the order of assignment. Each statement made by participant shall be limited to 3 minutes in duration. The total time of public comment shall be limited to 60 minutes. No individual is able to yield their time to another individual. All statements shall be directed to the presiding officer. No participant may address or question board members individually. The following rules for public participation shall apply. Time limits will be strictly enforced. No personal attacks on individuals. No vulgar or indecent language. A person may address the board no more than once during a single meeting, and speakers should refrain from naming individuals. Comments or questions posed during the public participation will not be debated. As a reminder, this is a meeting of the board in public, not a meeting of the public. First person on the sign-in sheet is Jose Rodriguez, 618 Jackson Avenue.
Good evening.
Good evening.
First, I want to commend the Board of Education in light of recent things that have been happening, obviously, in Boston and Connecticut and all over really this world. I know you guys do a good job with security, and it's very important to know that students are safe, and that when they feel safe, it's easier for them to learn. The second thing that I wanted to speak about tonight was that the New Jersey Department of Education came out with new numbers on graduation rate. I know that the banners for #1 urban school district is based off of graduation rates 2 years ago within the average school districts. Elizabeth was #1 with a 68% graduation rate. Numbers just came out for the last year, and sadly our graduation rate actually dipped a couple percentage points. And also now we have Newark and Patterson, which are actually schools that have been taken over by the state, that have higher graduation rates than we do. We do really well at the younger grades, and achievement has been up in some schools, down in others, and that happens in a large district. But for some reason, we're having trouble getting our kids to the finish line, getting them to graduate, getting them out of high school in a timely fashion. And I know I've come up, and a lot of times it seems like I'm bashing the board, or I'm telling you that you're doing a bad job, and that's really not the case. I'm just trying to bring up issues that are very important, obviously, to me, and I know to many parents. And I would love to work with you. I know we're at odds sometimes and things like that, but I feel that sometimes some of the suggestions that I give fall on deaf ears, especially about special education and so on and so forth. So once again, with the graduation rates, I know we've actually dipped down, and we're not really up there anymore. We're actually 24 out of 31. So if it's something we can work on, and I have ideas, and I know you guys have ideas. So you obviously have my number. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rodriguez. Our next speaker is Amanda Lear, 19 Erie Street.
Good evening. My name is Amanda Leon. I have children in our public school in Elizabeth. I am an organizer with the Elizabeth Education Committee, a chapter of the statewide EOC. Thank for you changing the public response time to before your business meeting. I thought us a year to urge you to do this, but we believe that is an important step forward to meeting the concern of parents and other residents at a more reasonable time. We still urge you to change the wonderful performances by our students to another night, so that the business of the school board, which include the involvement of parents and other members of the public, might take place earlier. As the state policy indicated, this is a public meeting, not a meeting in public. 2 weeks ago, I went to the school board meeting to ask for the agenda for this evening. it was not ready. Your policy states that the agenda shall be ready in time for the school board members to review it before the meeting. Also, any group or individual may request a copy. If we do not know when it's ready, how can we request it? Thank you in advance for responding to these issues tonight, putting the student performance on another night, acknowledging that this is a public meeting, having the agenda ready so that members, parents, and other residents might have the opportunity to review it before this meeting. Thank you so much for listening to me.
Thank you, Ms. Leon. Our last speaker is Maria Echeverria, 321 Westfield Avenue. I like your sweatshirt, Maria.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good evening, everyone. I am here to be the voice for my son. I need a change of placement for Angel ASAP. I want Angel back in Developmental Learning Center. It's a public school. I'm speaking for my Angel. Why can't we have a DLC in Elizabeth? 1 out of about 70 students are autistic, 70 kids at this day, and there's about 23,000 kids right in Elizabeth school systems. Okay, think about a school for autism, please. As a parent, as the voice for my son, all that, please listen. Yesterday, I spoke to someone at Essex County Special Services. Private schools can run any way they see fit. They've had lots of complaints about Handle with Care and Crisis Prevention Institute, CPI. It's a physical restraint technique they use. He also told me the state doesn't oversee private schools, they oversee public schools. On Monday, Angel's case manager called me and told me she reached out to a school for Angel. I asked her how did she reach out? Was it through phone calls, emails, or what? She told me it was through phone calls, but she faxed over Angel's IEP to the school. On Tuesday, I called up the school to find out, and they didn't receive anything. I also had a meeting at Angel School on Tuesday, and I asked to see their certifications on CPI and Handle with Care. They didn't have anything to show me, but they did say that they have cards. Valerie Dunn also told me that security in Elizabeth District also has cards as well. I would like the head of security to show me their CPI and Handle with Care cards. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria. We close the public speaking portion of the meeting. Any comments from any of the board members? Seeing none, Mr. Kenny, take us through. Oh, I'm sorry, Commissioner Baptist?
Yes, to the second person who made the comment.
Mrs. Leon?
Yes. I hear your concern, and I just want to say that I think that Mr. Montero, the president, is making a great effort to move the public portion up, because normally the public portion would be after the performances, after we conduct all of our business, and then we would let you guys, the public speak. So I think him moving it up for the second time in a row, prior to us conducting our business, is a great step, and I mean, he's shown that, he's trying to put the public, or listen to what the public is saying. So I just wanted to give him kudos on that, and that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Where should we go? One, just a few words with Maria to give you a little time after the board meeting, because whoever gave you that information in out of district, they're not supposed to. It's illegal. Okay? It's illegal to give out information if they fax or didn't fax the IEP. That's not legal. Because they're dealing directly with the special ed department and the case manager. Okay? I'll talk to you after.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Trillo?
Yes, Mr. President. We always hear the concerns of the citizens. We continue to encourage them to come out and participate in these meetings. This is the perfect example of why we're moving these meetings throughout the city. Unfortunately, not everyone can get to the meetings when we had them just at School 52 all the time. So I commend my board the board here, my colleagues for having the vision and the commitment to making sure that we are as transparent as possible and that we do go throughout the city. Apart from this, I know there is talk of going back to the forums, which we had in the past, where we were able to do smaller groups with several board members and have more of an intimate Q&A session and try to address some of those issues. I personally support the performances. Although I think it's great if the public wants to come out and participate and speak, and I encourage that. I think there are several other mediums to communicate with this board. We have a board office, we have the board secretary, many of us give out our phone numbers, and we're out in the community and we're accessible. So I think to cut out or to move it to another day, I don't think I can support that, because just coming here and just doing this for the last 6 years, the performances are such a joy for the children and the parents. It is a chance. I mean, if you were ever a child in school, you remember how nervous you were when you came out and you performed, and how happy you were to look across the room and see your parent, or your grandparent, or someone, a guardian just sitting there, that joy the child has, that relief, and the joy the parents get from seeing their children perform. Let's not forget that, many people have tough schedules. And I can tell you myself, personally, I wish I had more time to spend with my children. I'd like to be able to spend the whole day with them. So this is an opportunity for them to connect with their children and get involved in their child's education and see what they're doing. My daughter brings home an instrument every day. And she takes it back to school, and she lugs it back and forth, and we're conscious that she doesn't forget it. And then you see them perform, and it all comes together, and you say, well, this is great. My child is playing, and she's part of a band. And for me, as a parent, and I welcome all your opinions, I can tell you that that's gratifying. And I love the fact that they can come here and do that. So I think the model is fine. I think what Mr. Montero has done, he's found a compromise, a middle ground, where we moved it up, and we understand the concern that it was too late. But I don't think at any point this board has ever wanted to silence the public. On the contrary, we enjoy the input that the public has to offer. So I would say that all you continue to come to these board meetings. Please take advantage of the lines of communication. And as always, you can belong to an organization who advocates for children, which is great. I belong to this board. But at the end of the day, I, as a father, am the biggest advocate for my child. And you, as a parent or a guardian, are the biggest advocate for your child. So whatever works for you, I wouldn't wait. If I had a concern to come and voice at the Board of Ed meeting, this is once a month. If you wait to come here to do it, you waited a whole month to address an issue that could have probably been handled at the school level a lot sooner. So, it's hard for me to understand how we want to move this so much longer. So I appreciate the fact that Mr. Montero has found a compromise and is looking forward. As far as Mr. Rodriguez's concerns, I appreciate him, and I want to tell you, I love the tie. The banker look is really, really sharp. I don't know what grade you teach, but you're probably knocking the heck out of him with that suit. They, we're concerned about that too. You know that. I mean, but we have a mission here, and part of our mission is to highlight the excellence and continue to build on that. And yes, we know we have to do better. Obviously, we have to do better. But this takes years to do, and we're in the right direction. Across the board, our scores are up. We're doing better. The parents tell us we're doing better. We're on the right track. So I appreciate your concern, I understand it, but at the end of the day, you have to realize we are on our way. And whether you want to recognize it or not, that's fine, but we are being recognized. Mr. Montero said today how the Washington Post ranked us. I mean, our ranking's up again. I believe it was, am I right, Mr. Superintendent, saying we were 60 overall from 66 in the nation? 60. Really? 6 spots in 1 year. That, you know, yeah, some children aren't going to do as well as others right now. We understand that. That's tragic. We know. We know. We are aware of that. So, you know, you have your right to come here and remind me every day. I think you do it for the wrong reasons, but you're welcome to do that. But at the end of the day, everyone here is cognizant of where we need to improve. And I just can't sit here and just listen to it, because I know there's such great professionals in this district who take up so much time and do this with so much pride. And being an educator, you can appreciate this. Being an educator is a love. I mean, if you became a teacher and you didn't love it, you're probably miserable. You're miserable, but I tell you, if you love it, you're probably living the dream, because you see these kids develop in front of your eyes. I mean, you know, I'm just speaking to people here today, how they come back. Children come back. We were here at a concert last night outside. It was beautiful, beautiful. And kids they come back. It's a bond, it's a family. That takes a while to build. And we've been building it for quite a while now. It's going to get better. And I'm proud to be part of this, and I'm proud of everyone who works in this district. I'm proud of our teachers, and I just can't sit here and not say that we're not doing the right thing. We are doing the right thing. You know, can we do better? Absolutely. Are we going to do better? Absolutely, we're going to do better. We're committed 110% to taking this to be the #1 urban school district, not only in the state, but in the country. And that is our goal. And we're working towards it. We set the bar high, and we're going to meet it someday. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Commissioner Trujillo. Anyone else wishing to comment? Okay, thank you. Well, seeing that, once again, I want to thank all the public participation and the speakers who came out tonight, and also from the input and from my colleagues. I just want to make an announcement now, and I guess I'll make it later on in the evening, that we are having a really special day ahead of us, which is coming up on May 5th. For those who, probably many of you in the room are already aware of it, but we're having the Recognition Excellence Parade in Elizabeth, again, as we did last year. And it was just an incredible day to celebrate all the achievement, all the excellence taking place here in the city of Elizabeth, both academics, the arts, and the athletic programs. We're going to recognize everyone, and it's going to be a day to remember. Everyone is working so hard. I've been visiting many of the schools throughout the city of Elizabeth, and the excitement, the energy, the enthusiasm is just incredible. For anyone who missed the parade last year, I strongly encourage everyone to come out on Sunday, May 5th. Parade begins at 2 p.m. The reviewing stand where everyone's going to be able to watch the parade is in front of the Dwyer House, which is on Pearl Street. That's where we're going to ask everyone to view the parade. But last year, I think we was attended over 5,000, or participants, I believe it was 5,000. But this year, we think people are going to come from all over, and it was just outstanding. So if you didn't attend last year, please, and the people at home, please bring out your children, bring everyone out, and really come out and celebrate the youngsters of our city and the great staff here in the city of Elizabeth and our Elizabeth public school systems. Mr. Kennedy, please take us through the agenda.
Thank you. Approval of the minutes of the board meetings of March 13, 14, 21, and 27.
Approve the minutes.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Trujillo, seconded by Commissioner Donoso. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call.
Bathurst.
Yes.
Castillo.
Yes.
Donoso.
Yes.
Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nazca.
Yes.
Padlo. Yes. Trujillo.
Yes.
Montero. Yes. Acceptance of the Secretary and Treasurer's report for the month of February.
Accept the report.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Trujillo, seconded by Commissioner Donoso. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call.
Bathurst.
Yes.
Castillo.
Yes.
Donoso.
Yes.
Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nazca.
Yes.
Padlo. Yes. Trujillo.
Yes.
Montero.
Yes.
Tab 2A, personnel report.
Accept the report.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Gonzalez, seconded by Commissioner Trillo.
Yes.
Any questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call.
Bathos. Castillo.
Yes.
Denosa.
Yes.
Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nazca.
Yes.
Padlo.
Yes.
Trujillo.
Yes.
Montero.
Yes.
Tab number 3, tuition report.
Move the report.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Gonzalez, seconded by Commissioner Trillo. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call.
Bathos.
Yes.
Castillo.
Yes.
Denosa.
Yes.
Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nazca.
Yes.
Padlo.
Yes.
Trujillo.
Yes.
Montero.
Yes.
4A, considerations.
Move the report.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Trillo, seconded by Commissioner Bathos. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call.
Bathos.
Yes.
Castillo.
Yes.
Denosa.
Yes.
Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nazca.
Yes.
Padlo.
Yes.
Trujillo.
Yes.
Montero.
Yes.
For B, use of facilities.
Move the report
Second.
with waiver of all fees.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Trillo, seconded by Commissioner Padlo. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call.
Bathos.
Yes.
Castillo.
Yes.
Denosa.
Yes.
Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nazca.
Yes.
Padlo.
Yes.
Trujillo.
Yes.
Montero.
Yes.
4B, B, use of facilities with fees.
Move the report.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Trillo, seconded by Commissioner Espina. Any questions, comments? Seeing none, roll call.
Bathos.
Yes.
Castillo.
Yes.
Denosa.
Yes.
Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nazca.
Yes.
Padlo.
Yes.
Trujillo.
Yes.
Montero.
Yes.
4C, field trips.
Approve the trips.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Trillo, seconded by Commissioner Espina. Any questions, comments? Seeing none, roll call.
Bathos.
Yes.
Castillo.
Yes.
Denosa.
Yes.
Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nazca.
Yes.
Padlo.
Yes.
Trujillo.
Yes.
Montero.
Yes.
Superintendent's report.
Thank you, Mr. Kennedy. Mr. President, members of the board, I have my first report tonight is concerning the school performance reports. On April 10th, the New Jersey Department of Education released its new school report card, which they are calling now school performance reports. To present the information is our Director of Research, Evaluation, and Assessment, Mrs. Amy Gill.
Good evening. Last week, the New Jersey Department of Education released their annual school report cards. Each spring, data are released about how all schools performed in the previous school year. This year, the annual school report card has changed. It is now called the New Jersey School Performance Report, and the data contained has changed significantly. I'm here tonight to talk to you about these changes. First, it is important to note that because of the major revisions made to these reports, many of the pieces of data that are now included are being reported for the first time. In some instances, This is the first time these are even being collected. The new areas included in the New Jersey School Performance Reports are chronic absenteeism, the percent of students taking algebra in either 7th or 8th grade, and the number of students taking at least one advanced placement course. In addition to the New Jersey Department of Education relying on data being submitted by each district, they also rely on sources such as the College Board and the National Student Clearinghouse. Also new this year, each school was assigned to a peer school comparison group of approximately 30 other schools. The schools in each group are similar in their percent of students who receive free or reduced price meals, the percent of students in the school who are currently receiving bilingual and/or ESL services, the percent of students who are special education, and the grade span of the school. Local school districts have different policies and procedures about how students are assigned or accepted into some or all of their schools. There is no statewide definition of a magnet school. Because of this, the peer groupings do not consider magnet schools or gifted and talented programs contained within. There are three major reported areas in the new New Jersey School Performance Reports. Academic achievement and college and career readiness apply to elementary schools and high schools. Student growth applies to elementary schools only, and graduation and post-secondary information is the third category for the high schools. Academic achievement measures the content knowledge students have in language arts literacy and mathematics. For elementary schools, this is measured by the NJASC, and for high schools, this is measured by the HESPA. College and career readiness measures how well students are demonstrating behaviors that are indicative of future attendance and/or success in college and careers. For all elementary and middle schools, this includes a measurement of how many students are chronically absent. Chronic absenteeism is defined as being absent 10% or more of possible school days each year. The New Jersey Department of Education has set 6% as the target, meaning the goal for each school is to have less than 6% of their students being chronically absent. For middle schools, college and career readiness also includes enrollment in Algebra 1 in grades 7 and 8. The New Jersey Department of Education has set the target of 20% of 7th and 8th graders enrolled in Algebra 1 in any given school year. For high schools, college and career readiness includes participation in the PSAT, the average score of SAT, and rigorous coursework as defined by participation in advanced placement courses in English, mathematics, social studies, and science. The statewide performance targets have been set as 35% of 11th and 12th graders taking AP courses, and the target average SAT score is 1550 out of 2400. The third category for elementary and middle schools is student growth. This begins by grouping students together based on test scores in their prior years with students across the state. This forms academic peer groups. In the next year, the students' test score is compared to those scores of their academic peer group. The student growth percentile is the percentile rank of each student as compared to all of the other students who were placed in their peer group. Did the student demonstrate growth equal to their peers, greater than their peers, or less than their peers? This student growth model applies to grades 4 through 8 only, since prior NJASC data are needed, and grade 3 is the first year that NJASC is administered. As previously mentioned, the third category for high school is graduation and post-secondary, specifically the 4-year adjusted cohort graduation rate and the dropout rate. The 4-year adjusted graduation rate is the calculation of the students that began in 9th grade 4 years earlier and then graduated at the end of their 4 years. It is an adjusted rate because as students transfer out of a school and into a school, this group of students is adjusted until at the end of the 4th year, there is an accurate account of all graduated students. The graduation rate can be calculated once that cohort of students has been adjusted. In addition to the categorical information I just described, every school's report includes enrollment data presented by grade, by program, by native language, ethnic group, and gender. Each school's length of school day is included, as well as the percent of students who were suspended or expelled. And finally, the student-to-staff ratio. Additional data reported on the elementary school performance reports include achievement gap data, No Child Left Behind progress targets, New Jersey Ask proficiency trends, and 2011 National Assessment of Educational Progress testing. Additional data reported on the high school performance reports include achievement gap, No Child Left Behind progress targets, HESPA proficiency trends, advanced placement results, scholastic aptitude test results, graduation pathways, and post-secondary enrollment rates. So with all of this new information, how did our schools perform? In each of these categories, the school's performance is ranked amongst peer groups and against the state. The ranks are reported as percentiles, meaning once the schools are ranked, they are placed on a percent continuum. The percentile is the percent of schools in the group, peer or entire state, that rank below the school. For example, if a school's peer rank percentile is 85, this means that the school outperformed 85% of the schools in their peer group. Likewise, if the school's state rank percentile is 61, the school outperformed 61% of the schools in the state in that particular category. You see here a chart that shows us what the rankings mean. A school's performance is considered very high if its percentile rank is at or above the 80th percentile. The school's performance is considered high if its rank is between the 60th and the 79.9th percentile. Average is between 40th and 59.9th. The school's performance is considered lagging if the percentile is between the 20th and 39.9, and the school is significantly lagging at or below the 19th percentile. 90% of our schools had average to high performance when compared to their peer group in academic achievement. This is inclusive of elementary and high schools. All of our elementary schools are in the average to very high range when compared to their peer schools on academic achievement. Again, inclusive of all of our schools, 90% are performing in the average to very high range when compared to peer schools in the college and career readiness category, with 100% of our elementary schools in that range. When compared to all schools across the state, 87% of our schools are average to very high in college and career readiness. And in the state of New Jersey, 100% of our elementary schools have been determined to be average to very high on performance. Let me say that again. In the state of New Jersey, 100% of our elementary schools are average to very high when compared to all other schools when it comes to how we are preparing our students for the future. Let's take a moment to digest and celebrate that. As mentioned earlier, student growth is a category for elementary grades only because it measures growth from one year to the next on the NJF. 75% of our elementary schools are performing in the average to very high range for student growth. Overall, our schools are performing very well as compared to schools that are similar, especially in the areas of academic achievement and college and career readiness. 80% 83% of our schools ranked as high or very high performance in at least one comparison. These 19 schools that you see here are ranked high or very high in academic achievement when compared to their peer schools. The dark green are the very high and the lighter green are the high performing. These 20 schools are ranked high or very high in college and career readiness when compared to peer schools. And these 12 schools ranked high or very high amongst peer schools in student growth. Four schools ranked high or very high in academic achievement in the state of New Jersey. Schools ranked high or very high in the state of New Jersey in college and career readiness. And these 4 schools ranked high or very high in the state in student growth. Of our high schools, Elizabeth High School and Hamilton both ranked high amongst peers in the graduation post-secondary category, and Hamilton ranked high in the state. In the previous 7 slides, we have 7 schools in the district that need to be recognized for their numerous ratings of high or very high. And they are school number 7, school number 26, school number 14, school number 22, Elizabeth High School, school number 29, and school number 13. And finally, for the 2nd year in a row, we have 2 schools identified by the New Jersey Department of Education as reward schools. And they are Terrence C. Riley, school number 7, and William F. Halloran, school number 22. This concludes tonight's presentation on the new New Jersey School Performance Reports. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Gill.
Thank you, Mrs. Gill. The school performance report cards are brand new for all the schools across the state. This is a new experience. You can call this year the baseline year for many schools across the state. I commended the state, especially Dr. Barry Ehrlichson, who's in charge of this program, because this was a bold move by the New Jersey Department of Education to create multiple categories to rate schools across the state, as well as to compare them to similar schools so that you, as parents, can have a good sense of how your schools are doing. I believe it's going to have a great impact across all districts in New Jersey as they now start to consider policy changes and programmatic changes in their district in order for them to achieve better on these rankings. I will have to commend the Elizabeth Board of Education and thank them for the last 8 years of support of policy recommendations and program approvals and budgets that have supported us in order for us to achieve as well as we did on this performance report, given that it was the first year and we didn't know how they were going to measure us. So thank you very much. Let me move to the next report. Next report, since 1998, the Washington Post has ranked Washington, D.C. area public high schools using the Challenge Index, a measure of how effectively a school prepares its students for college. In 2011, the Washington Post expanded its research to high schools across the United States. In 2012, for the first time, the Washington Post included a sampling of private schools. And this year, 2013, approximately 1,900 high schools were ranked nationwide out of approximately 22,000 United States public high schools. I am very proud to inform you, and it was stated earlier this evening, that the Washington Post has ranked Elizabeth High School and Alexander Hamilton Preparatory Academy in the top high schools in the United States of America. Elizabeth High School was ranked number 2 in New Jersey. And when you look at the data, they were the number 1 public high school ranked, because the number 1 ranked school in New Jersey was a private school. In the Northeast, when you consider all the schools, all the high schools from New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts, and so on, this year we improved our ranking. And if you log on to the website of the Washington Post, you will see Elizabeth High School right on the front page. We moved up to number 2 public high school in the entire Northeast United States. And our ranking improved, and I will tell you, it has improved every year. The first year Elizabeth High School was ranked nationally in 2011. They were 178. Last year in 2012, they were 79. And this year, their best ranking so far, they moved up to number 60, most challenging high school in all of the United States of America. As for Alexander Hamilton Preparatory Academy, this is the second year they made the New Jersey in the national ranking. And in New Jersey, they were ranked 60th most difficult high school. And in the nation, they were ranked 1,571. That was out of the 1,900 schools, but it is 1,578 out of 22,000 public high schools. So I'd like to commend the team members and all our faculty over at Elizabeth High School and Alexander Hamilton Preparatory Academy, our dear friends and principals, Mr. Cummings and Mr. George Mikros, who have done a wonderful job of every year improving this school and improving their recognition, getting more and more kids prepared to go on to college and to go on to college. Thank you very much. Let me share with you my final report from the Excellence News. At the New Jersey Football Coaches Association annual postseason banquet at Pines Manor in Edison, Elizabeth High School's football coach, John Quinn, was voted the overall state coach of the year by his peers. Ms. Strumko's class at Robert Morris School number 18 participated in the 4th grade folder competition sponsored by Verizon. This year's theme was fun things to do instead of drugs. 8th grade students from Madison Monroe School number 16 had the opportunity to tour Montclair State University on February 22nd. For the 4th consecutive year, students from Alexander Hamilton Preparatory Academy will be treading the boards at Drew University on May 7th in the annual Shakespearean Festival, sponsored by the Folger Library. This fun, interactive program teaches that in order to really understand Shakespeare, students must get on their feet and say the lines aloud. Students receive feedback from judges at the end of the day's performance. On February 19, students from Victor Mavlack School number 21 and William F. Halloran School number 22 were joined by the gifted and talented students from schools in Cranford, Roselle Park, Roselle, and Elizabeth's own Terrence C. Riley School number 7. Students enjoyed a friendly competition where they were put in groups with students from different schools, totaling 18 teams. Events included an icebreaker, a challenge from Destination Imagination, a physical challenge, and a quiz bowl where 2 teams went against each other to answer trivia questions. In the end, 3 groups were winners. Students from all 5 schools received an achievement award to thank them for their incredible participation and cooperation. It was fun and a great learning experience for all who participated. On March 16th, excited performing arts students from Terrence C. Riley School number 7 traveled to Chatham Middle School to compete in the Middle School Acting Competition Theater Fest. The students worked very hard this year, and it sure paid off. On March 13th, Thomas A. Edison Korean Technical Academy hosted their first Avid Family Activity Night. Christopher Columbus School number 15 was honored to host Miss Renee Key from Greater North Conservancy to present healthy eating to 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade students. The 90-minute program was inquiry-based, hands-on, and covered food groups, nutrients, food pyramids, and the new food plate. Miss Amarin's 7th grade language arts class from Aurora School number 12 worked on a project based on their readings of The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. On March 16th, Dr. Albert Einstein Academy School number 29 held their 7th annual Einstein Math and Science Expo and Career Fair. On March 27th, the Toussaint Louverture Marquise de Lafayette School number 6 chorus, band, and visual artists showed their talents at the Union County Teen Arts Festival held at Union County College. Freshman students and team members of Admiral William F. Halsey Junior Leadership Academy, NAF Academy of Finance, along with Advisory Board Chair Ms. Susana Montero, attended the Extended Classroom Learning Opportunity. This event was sponsored by Junior Achievements Finance Park at Verizon headquarters in Newark, New Jersey. After 4 weeks of teacher-led classroom instruction and working together with Finance Park lessons, students were able to apply what they learned while visiting the Junior Achievement Finance Park. Classroom teachers taught lessons that helped students build financial literacy skills for life in savings and investing, financial institutions, ATM debit cards, credit pros and cons, stock quotation, taxes, payroll taxes, NMI, and budgets. On March 7th, 8th grade students from Juan Pablo Duarte, Jose Julian Marti, School number 28, took a bus tour of Rutgers University, where they explored all 5 campuses. Besides teaching and creating exciting lessons and activities for their students in celebration of Black History Month, team members from Charles Hudson School number 25 also dressed in African clothing and displayed Black History t-shirts during the month-long celebration. Students and team members from Admiral William F. Halsey Junior Leadership Academy of Finance attended the Extended Classroom Learning Opportunity for the National Academy of Finance students at the New York Stock Exchange in New York City. Award-winning musician and educator Fruitland Jackson, electrified recording artist, presented his amazing Blues in the Schools program at Madison Monroe School number 16 as part of the celebration of Black History Month. On February 28th, students at Christopher Columbus School number 15 celebrated Black History Month with a competition demonstrating Black history, facts, and knowledge. Students at Mabel G. Holmes, School number 5, presented a Black history performance entitled Still I Rise. Nicholas Mary Butler, School number 23, held its first Family Literacy Night fundraiser event on March 21st. 8th grade students from Mabel G. Holmes, School number 5, stepped back in time to 1957 to produce, film, and edit television newscasts as part of a project for their language arts literacy class. The goal of Rutgers University Business for Youth program is to expand the horizon of inner city youth to include a future career in business. 11th grade students at Alexander Hamilton Preparatory Academy recently had the privilege of receiving a presentation from one of the Big Four firms, Ernst & Young. The program included lots of hands-on work as well. At Ernst & Young, students were placed in any one of the company's core practices: assurance, advisory, tax, and transactions. They spent the day doing real work with real clients and were teamed on a multinational corporate account or an entrepreneurial operation. The Hamilton students involved were very grateful to have had a taste of real-world business. The Elizabeth High School forensic team, under the direction of Brian Rodriguez, competed at the district tournament held at Summit High School on March 23rd. District tournament successes: Isaac Jimenez, Elizabeth High School 12th grade, 7th place in humorous interpretation. Arturo Esquivel, 12th grade, 1st place in district champion of humorous interpretation. Senior Arturo Esquivel held both the state and district champion titles for humorous interpretation. He will also represent New Jersey at the national tournament to be held in Birmingham, Alabama in June. The Elizabeth Public School Junior Seminar, open to all students of the class of 2014 and their parents, was held on Saturday, March 23rd from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. The Junior Seminar is an event that began 4 years ago to ensure that all 11th grade high school students attending the Elizabeth Public Schools received access to college representatives and experts in post-secondary preparation. On the day of the event, students were able to register for 5 workshops that best fit their interests and needs. Many 40-minute workshops were offered to students, including interviewing skills and preparation, how to register for the SAT, financial aid, how to complete a traditional college application and common application, how to prepare for the SAT, and how to write a college essay. The halls of Ronald Reagan Academy School number 30 were filled with joyous music when the North Boys Choir performed for the students. And Mr. President, that concludes my presentation.
Thank you, Superintendent, for your report. Any comments? Yes, you know, Mr. Kennedy?
Tab number 5, authorization report.
The report. Second.
Moved by Commissioner Gonzalez, second by Commissioner Donoso. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call.
Bathos. Castillo.
Yes.
Donoso.
Yes.
Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nazca.
Yes.
Hadlow.
Yes.
Montero.
Yes.
6, finance and accounting report.
The report. Second.
Moved by Commissioner Gonzalez, second by Commissioner Padlo. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call.
Bathos.
Yes.
Castillo.
Yes.
Donoso.
Yes.
Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nazca.
Yes.
Hadlow.
Yes.
Montero.
Abstain.
6A, transfer of funds.
Transfer the funds.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Espina, second by Commissioner Donoso. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call.
Bathos.
Yes.
Castillo.
Yes.
Donoso.
Yes.
Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nazca.
Yes.
Hadlow.
Yes.
Montero.
Yes.
7, award of contracts.
Award the contracts.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Spina, second by Commissioner Powell. Questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call.
Bathos. Castillo.
Yes.
Denosa.
Abstain?
Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nazca.
Yes.
Padlo.
Yes.
Montero.
Yes.
Tab 8, communications, there are none. Tab 9, claims list.
Move the report.
Moved by Commissioner Spina,
Second?
second by Commissioner Donoso. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call.
Bathos.
Yes.
Castillo.
Yes.
Denosa.
Yes.
Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nazca.
Yes.
Padlo.
Yes.
Montero.
Abstain.
Resolution number 10, payment for unused sick days.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Gonzalez, second by Commissioner Spina. Any questions or comments?
Yes, I have a question.
Commissioner Powell?
Why are we paying this much money for unused sick days? Is there a cap?
Mr. Kennedy?
There is a cap currently of 15,000, but it became effective in 2007, so the cap is for days earned after 2007. Days accumulated prior to that are paid, well, they're both paid at the contractual rate in the contracts.
So those were grandfathered?
Yes.
So those are what?
They were grandfathered before.
Got it. And they're requesting it now to be paid, like, are they like leaving or?
They've left the district.
Oh, got it. Got it, thank you.
They're paying on retirement.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call.
Wait, one more. Do we have to pick, oh, never mind, go ahead. Okay, I got it.
Bathos.
Yes.
Castillo.
Yes.
Denosa.
Abstain?
Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nazca.
Yes.
Padlo.
Yes.
Montero.
Yes.
10A, resolution payment for unused vacation days.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Gonzalez, second by Commissioner Spina. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call.
Bathos.
Yes.
Castillo.
Yes.
Denosa.
Yes.
Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nazca.
Yes.
Padlo.
Yes.
Montero.
Yes.
Would someone like to read 10B?
Yes, Commissioner Spina?
I'll be more than happy to do that. Board of Education Resolution, Better Speech and Hearing Month. Whereas the members of the Elizabeth Board of Education are well aware of how important good hearing and proper speech are to students' academic success, and whereas in the Elizabeth Public Schools, great care is taken to ensure that all students are screened on a regular basis for hearing and speech problems, and whereas students identified as a need of speech therapy are serviced by the district's professional speech and language specialists on a one-to-one or small group basis according to their specific needs, and whereas children found to have hearing difficulties work with the district's education audiologists who assist them to identify the youngsters' specific problems and in helping families locate follow-up care and treatment for their children. Now, therefore, we resolve that the members of the Elizabeth Board of Education declare the month of May as Better Speech and Hearing Month to focus on the importance of good speech and hearing in the development of a youngster's ability to communicate and to learn. I move this resolution.
Second?
Moved by Commissioner Spina, seconded by Commissioner Gonzalez. Roll call.
Bathos.
Yes.
Castillo.
Yes.
Denosa.
Yes.
Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nazca.
Yes.
Padlo.
Yes.
Montero.
Yes. Commissioner Nazca, will you read Resolution 10C?
Gladly, Mr. President. Board of Education Resolution, Bilingual Multicultural Education Weeks. Whereas the Elizabeth Public Schools have provided bilingual multicultural education programs for the last 39 years, and whereas bilingual services are furnished for native speakers of Haitian Creole, Portuguese, Spanish, and English as a second language instruction for approximately 3,706 students for more than 30 language classifications and from more than 58 countries. And whereas a competent and concerned personnel dedicates themselves to meeting the affective and cognitive needs of all students participating in our bilingual English as a second language program. And whereas the Elizabeth Board of Education supports the district's bilingual English as a second language education program and activities, as well as the outstanding efforts that are being made in all schools to provide our students with excellent educational experiences and services to inspire every student to think, to learn, to achieve, and to care. Now therefore, be it resolved that members of the Elizabeth Board of Education hereby proclaim the weeks of May 20 to 31st, 2013 as Bilingual Multicultural Education Weeks. Bilingual Multicultural Education, the students of Elizabeth Public Schools, individually, unique, together complete. Be it further resolved that copies of this resolution be forwarded to all principals and librarians to encourage and foster activities in recognition of the contributions of the large, multilingual, multicultural population attending the Elizabeth Public Schools. I so move this resolution.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Nassar, seconded by Commissioner Gonzalez. Roll call.
Bathos.
Yes.
Castillo.
Yes.
Denosa.
Abstain?
Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nasca.
Yes.
Padla.
Yes.
Montero.
Yes. Next resolution is the Kindness Awareness Month, and I'm going to have our Mr. Commissioner Kind himself, Francisco Gonzalez, please read the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. President. Board of Education Resolution, Kindness Awareness Month. Whereas creating a climate conducive to learning is a major focus in all of the Elizabeth schools. And whereas students' achievement improve and instruction is enhanced in an atmosphere in which individuals' differences are celebrated and students are encouraged to think positively, to learn again cheerfully, and to treat others as they treat themselves, would like to be treated, and to practice the components of kindness, including honesty, forgiveness, thankfulness, patience, compassion, and unselfish service to others. And whereas when students make kindness a way of life and not just an occasional occurrence, the end result is a happier, healthier, more productive, and peaceful atmosphere both in school and at home. Now therefore be resolved that the Elizabeth Board of Education hereby proclaim the month of May 2013 as Kindness Awareness Month to promote peaceful and friendly social interactions among students while they are both inside and outside of the classroom. Be it further resolved that this resolution be forwarded to all principals to encourage the development of appropriate programs and activity in recognition of this special month. Hereby move to resolution.
Second?
Moved by Commissioner Gonzalez, seconded by Commissioner Denoso. Roll call.
Bathos.
Yes.
Castillo.
Yes.
Denosa.
Yes.
Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nasca.
Yes.
Padla.
Yes.
Montero.
Yes. Mr. Denoso, would you read the National School Nurses Day resolution?
My pleasure, Mr. President. Board of Education Resolution, National School Nurses Day. Whereas the school nurse is universally recognized as an invaluable member of the educational team and the individual with the primary responsibility for safeguarding the health and welfare of our students. Whereas, day after day, the Elizabeth Public Schools registered nurses demonstrate outstanding skills consistent with the high standards of their profession. And whereas, in the delivery of services to students and in working with parents, guardians, and a community, Elizabeth school nurses often extend themselves far beyond the call of duty to provide professional care in a warm, supportive, and humanistic manner. Now therefore be it resolved that the Elizabeth Board of Education hereby joins in the nationwide observation of National School Nurses Day on May 8, 2013, and extends its appreciation and gratitude to this dedicated group of healthcare professionals for all that they do every day for the children in the Elizabeth Public Schools and their families. Be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be forwarded to all school principals and media specialists to encourage the observance of National School Nurses Day in our district's schools. I move the resolution.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Denosa, second by Commissioner Espina. Roll call.
Bathos.
Yes.
Castillo.
Yes.
Denosa.
Yes.
Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nazca.
Yes.
Tadlow.
Yes.
Montero.
Yes. Now we have Resolution 10G, recognizing May as Haitian Heritage Month. Who should I pick to read this resolution? Charlene Bassett.
Thank you. First, I want to say thank you and welcome to Mr. Alex Ali, Executive Director of Justice Park Ministries, for being here, as well as Ms. Martel Graville, Director of the Haitian Flag Committee of New Jersey, for being here, and our community member, Lee Joseph, for being here. Board of Education Resolution, Haitian Heritage Month. Whereas known for ethnically diverse population, Elizabeth, New Jersey is continuing this tradition with rapidly increasing Haitian population. And whereas we recognize the valuable contributions of the Haitian people in the fight for the independence of the United States of America and pay due tribute to their endowment, and whereas the Haitian population in New Jersey joins together during the month of May to commemorate their Flag Day and celebrate the historical and cultural identity, and whereas it is appropriate to promote awareness and understanding of cultural diversity in our society in order to strengthen the self-esteem of our multicultural student population and improve their academic achievements. Now, therefore, it be resolved that the members of the Elizabeth Board of Education hereby proclaim the month of May as Haitian Heritage Month and showcase the unique diversity of the Haitian culture and contributions. Be it further resolved that copies of this resolution be forwarded to all school principals and libraries to encourage the observation of Haitian Heritage Month with appropriate programs, ceremonies, and activities. As a woman of Haitian descent, I am proud to move this resolution.
Second.
Thank you.
Moved by Commissioner Bathos, second by Commissioner Espina. Roll call.
Bathos.
Yes.
Castillo.
Yes.
Denosa.
Yes.
Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nazca.
Yes.
Tadlow.
Yes.
Montero.
Yes.
We have the second reading of revised minutes bylaw, code 9326, and a resolution for adoption.
Move the resolution for approval.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Gonzalez, seconded by Commissioner Espina. Roll call. Any questions or any comments? Seeing none, roll call.
Bathos.
Yes.
Castillo.
Yes.
Denosa.
Yes.
Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nazca.
Yes.
Tadlow.
Yes.
Montero.
Yes.
And that concludes the agenda.
Thank you, Mr. Kennedy. The President requests a motion to go into private session to consider matters exempt under the Open Public Meetings Act, specifically for discussion of personnel, specifically RS, MA, MK, DS, and BG, Early Childhood Provider Corrective Action Plan, harassment, intimidation, and bullying results, and workers' compensation claims, specifically B, and the board will reconvene in public to take formal action. Thank you.
Need a roll call.
I'm sorry.
Motion to go into.
Motion to go into private session.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Gonzalez. Roll call.
Bathos.
Yes.
Castillo.
Yes.
Denosa.
Yes.
Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nazca.
Yes.
Tadlow.
Yes.
Montero.
Yes.